YouTube, here, go to our link. You can actually, this is what I do. I pop out the chat so that, and then I just close down and I just keep the chat up. So if I want to, talk, I can. If I want to chat. Hey everybody.
What's up? Get ready to do a show.
Yep.
Do it. Pop the chat out. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Pop out chat. Hi chat.
It is the gorilla. But you're not the gorilla anymore. You don't go by
No,
it,
we're not
right?
technically.
Everyone is the gorilla now, right?
Yeah, Matt, you gotta go. I am, and then, Dave, you gotta go. No. I am the grill.
No, I'm the girl.
I am Spartacus.
That's right.
His name is Robert Paulson. May he rest in peace.
Oh, meatloaf.
I have no comment on that.
I should do I should do a little bat signal. I'm still working on that right now. I'm a little behind here. Trying to work in this new setup here, making sure Mograph TV is working in the background.
Old Meatloaf winning the Herman Cain Award.
There you go. There you go.
Oh,
All
happy
right.
Monday. Happy Monday, John.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Got to pull out the extender on the chair so
Oh,
I can
yeah.
get serious on this.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I gotta let me lock my.
It's like when you play Halo and you lean forward because you're getting serious.
Right.
Oh no, I just did it forward.
Here's the stream. I'm sending out the bat signal. I don't know why it's taking me so long today. Sorry, y'all.
Does anyone, Nick, have you ever used a standing desk with a treadmill underneath it?
Oh.
I feel like it would be really hard for to do motion graphics
You're
while
just going
walking
like
on a
this.
treadmill, right?
With
Trying
a
to do
whack of the
Bezier
pen.
curves while you're
Yeah. That's funny.
No, I do not. I do have the standing desk. I'm not using it today, but I do enjoy the standing desk every once in a while. Treadmill be a little too much.
right.
All
I
right.
feel like if you're just writing emails all day, like maybe I could set I could get a treadmill standing desk and set an hour every day to just do emails,
Oh, there you go.
And that's my workout right there.
Yeah.
I think if you're walking slow, it wouldn't be that bad. But yeah, animating
slow.
maybe not.
Yeah.
Emails.
I'm gonna hit record.
Want me to hit
I will
record?
hit record as well. Yes.
Yeah, everybody hit record. Let me know when you're rolling and we'll do a little sync.
I am rolling.
Rolling.
All right, we're gonna do sync clap, so it'll be 1, 2, 3 clap. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right.
I felt really strong about that clap. Like
That was
very
good. That was real
authoritative,
good. Yeah,
you
that was
know?
good.
Guys, great clap. All right, I'll see
Getting
you
out
later.
some frustrations, some life's frustrations in that clap.
Cool. All right.
Get it out.
let's-
Get it all out, Matt.
Everybody's here. Look, John, Haley, Jeremy, Paul, Vernon, Sarah, Dryzen, Andrew K.
Horizons.
Is that my brother?
Sarah, what's up?
Andrew K. Is that Andrew Kramer?
Maybe, or my brother.
Yeah.
Jeff, Rev, Thomas, Juggernaut, Rev, John Haley again.
Rev.
Joggernaut.
Rev.
What's up, y'all?
Rev, working hard. Got to do Beeple's Daily Forum every day too, you know.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
man.
that's our ongoing joke.
It is our ongoing joke.
Blue Woods. All right, I think we should do a show. What do y'all think?
Hey, I'm ready.
Was
Enough
mad
of
that
all
no one
this.
was use it while working.
What? What did you say?
That's funny.
Oh, that's funny.
That's hilarious.
Hey, Rachel. Good to see you.
All right, let's get into the shoe, shall we?
Let's do it.
Why'd you do it? All right. Here we go. What's up and welcome to another Mograph Mocast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt. Joining us today is the man himself from GrayscaleGorilla.com, Mr. Nick Campbell.
Hey guys, thanks for having me again. This is what was my second time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second? Third.
This is your third,
Technically,
I believe.
Second
Oh
on
my
video.
gosh.
Second on
on
video.
audio.
Yeah.
Huge. Thanks, guys.
And Mograph is a
Excited.
supplement to our site, mograph.com, which is a motion graphics tutorial site with tutorials, plugins, podcasts, and other Mograph stuff. And on the show, we talk about everything ranging from motion graphics to Cinema 4D, After Effects plugins, render engines, doing business, doing taxes, being a contractor, or working for the man. You can email us info@mograph.com. Let us know what you think about the show. Questions, comments, concerns, queries, grievances, artist suggestions, show topic ideas. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and Mograph and
You always
TikTok.
accentuate TikTok.
Because I want to get people on the TikTok.
TikTok.
Come hang with us live on the TikToks.
You know who has a
Yeah.
really good TikTok? A really good motion graphics TikTok? School
Who's
of
that?
Motion. School of Motion.
Oh, yeah?
They're killing it on
I
their
haven't seen
TikTok.
it
I gotta
yet.
say, they're doing a great job.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
jealous.
Yeah.
Jealous. They've been killing it across the board. I gotta get over on that TikTok. TikTok is that how you say it?
TikTok. I heard
Nick's not
Chad-
on the TikTok. I heard on the last
Yeah.
y'all's live show that you are not on the TikTok.
I need a lesson. School of Motion. Give me a lesson. Let's go.
Yeah, it's so addicting though. Like Chad
Yeah.
is right. You know,
Yeah, he is.
It is.
He's
It is
right.
extremely addicting.
Mm-hmm.
Even the fake versions of TikTok, like YouTube's got one, Instagram's got one.
Mhm.
Right.
They're all hooking their little nails in me. I can't let go of this thing.
Right?
I feel like I just waste too much time. But maybe for production, you got to get over there
Yeah.
and do some mini videos or something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
for research. You got to get out there and figure out what the trends are. So
What
you
the
know,
kids are
Right?
doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look,
You gotta-
yeah.
Yeah. It'll pull you away from all the other stuff because it's just so fun. And like Chad said, it's just so funny. It's just so entertaining, you know?
It depends.
So-
Like you got to get the algorithm just right.
Right.
You know, you got to get the. Did you see that TikTok the other day where this guy was talking about how these preachers are saying kids got to get off of TikTok because all it is women in bikinis and stuff like that, not realizing that it's an algorithm.
Right.
And
That's
it
what
shows
he's
you more
watching.
of the things that you're watching.
Right. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. I got a couple week wrap-up things before we get in the show I wanted to talk about real quick. I just wanted to mention this. John Paul Francisco, the Houdini scholarship winner, has already completed the entire course. And I think that is just such a great accomplishment. That is a
Yeah.
huge course. And as you know, when it comes to courses, a lot of people don't finish courses. You
Yeah.
know? And or they'll get a certain way amount through them and get the gist of it or whatever. And we, especially the Houdini one, it is a
It's a
freaking
beast to
college
go
course.
through.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is quite the
Worth every
accomplishment.
penny, but a beast
Yeah.
to go through.
Yeah, absolutely. So congrats on that. Also wanted to mention Clinton Jones's new contest, Infinite Journeys.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. This is an amazing contest. The prizes are absolutely ridiculous. And
For those who don't know, the grand prize is basically he said all expense paid trip to Camp Mograph.
yeah.
So
It is. It is.
Yes.
Is it really?
It's
Yes.
paid for.
Yeah.
Even if you are international, it is,
Yep.
your trip will be paid for. So.
Yep.
And then every place winner will
Yeah.
get a course from mograph.com as well.
Yep.
But also there's all these other great prizes in there. Like you
Yeah.
get the little the looking glass thing, the 3D
the
viewer,
Rococo,
Rococo.
hand trackers and stuff. Yeah.
I think a full suit if you win the first
I think a full
prize?
suit. Yeah. I think that's first place. Yeah.
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 Yeah, really cool contest. And there's a video. I'd play the promo on here, but it's 8 minutes long. So you just go
Yeah.
check it out, or go to go to start watching Mograph TV this week. You're going to see it on there, a few times a day, something like that.
Yeah.
It's in the mix. Put it. In
You
the
can check
mix.
out he's Punisher on
He's Punisher.
on Twitter and YouTube. So check his stuff out.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Dude,
type
he's
in
been doing
Clinton
great
Jones.
stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's
awesome
I love
stuff.
Clint.
amazing.
Clint is one
Like-
of the nicest people in
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And like I truly treasure our friendship that we have made over the past few years.
Yeah.
It was so good to catch up with. Well, you
Yeah.
guys too at the LA party and see him there, and
Yeah,
that was great.
it was so cool of y'all to come out too. You know, like it was. I mean, that was like one of the only events, community events of the year. You know, and it was cool to see everyone coming out.
Yeah. And
Loved it.
just the last note I was gonna say is we are launching Mograph TV.
Mm-hmm.
It is launching on the 1st. However, we go by GMT time, so it's actually launching at 6 Central tonight. So as
There you
soon as
go.
the show is over, I've got to scramble and do the switch over so that it's actually live and not in test mode, and make sure the battery backups are good. And as long as we don't have another power outage with this snowstorm coming to Dallas like we did last year, it'll be up and running just fine.
So if Mograph TV goes down, blame Greg Abbott.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, we already do for everything else in
Right.
Texas, but you know,
right. There you
Greg
go.
Abbott.
But let's get to Nick. Oh, we were already talking about the travel stuff. Let's start with the travel. Let's start with you came to the LA meetup. I unfortunately, it was the first Mograph meetup that I couldn't make, and I heard you talking about it the other day on the stream. It sounded like it was fun to catch up with people. Is that the first thing you've gone to in a while?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if we did anything else. That's basically it. You know, luckily we were a remote company going into COVID and pandemic, and we just kind of did our quarterly meetings and all that stuff, and we kind of kept quiet while things were quiet. And then there was that bump, like beginning of this year, where like, okay, Camp Mograph's happening, NAB's happening, secret, like everything was kind of popping up, and that's when I thought I would see you guys. You know, and in fact, I was just telling them, like, I missed Camp Mograph, but I was like, that's okay. Which I'm super bummed I didn't go, by the way. But I was like, that's okay. I'll see him at NAB like a week later, 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Of course, we all know what happened there. It got shut down. And basically, yeah, we haven't really done much. And we saw this LA event, and it was put on in such the perfect way, right? It was like an outdoor event. And it was like easy to get to. You could fly into Burbank if you want. And it was actually Chad's idea. He's like, "You want to go? We should go. We should go see everybody for one. We haven't seen you guys.
Yeah.
We haven't really." And so we hopped on a plane and headed out and saw everybody that was there. It was a huge turnout. Went to the Otoy party, and
That was killer.
so glad I came out. Saw people I haven't seen in years. Met new people, and it's always one of my favorite parts of the year is doing those events. So I'm so glad we did that right kind of at the last minute. And then new travel stuff's kind of opening up a little bit at keeping it safe. But I'll be out in Denver for an event. I see EJ in the chat. Hi, EJ. Hi, Chad. Hey, Kevin's here too. Good to see you guys. I'll be out in Denver for an event that I think EJ's putting on. And some other stuff kind of popping up here and there. So I'm excited, as things open up, stay safe, to get out and finally see you guys. It's really one of my, like I said, my favorite parts of the year is these big events and NAB and all this stuff. So what about you guys? Are you guys heading out to any of these?
Well,
We're planning
we got
on going to
camp,
NAB
obviously.
for sure.
NAB,
Yeah.
if it happens.
Yeah, if it happens.
Would like to get out to one of EJ's meetups again. That would be fun, for sure. And
Come
we're
on up.
talking about like maybe doing something in Dallas as well. We were talking about that on the stream when I was chatting at you during your stream the other day about coming to Dallas and hanging out. There's always room here, so
I gotta head down. That was the famous like big event that got canceled right when COVID started. Was Barton's big thing.
the epic event.
That was going to be
with
a great
people
party.
Yeah, everybody was gonna be there. We're gonna have to redo that. We talked to Barton about it too. Do a grand reopening, kind of like Bob's Burgers,
I gotta come see it. The place looks amazing.
It's cool. It's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Anybody out there? I've been talking to some people recently, and they're like, what's the biggest thing I could do for my career? I talk to a lot of upcoming artists, and every time they're asking recently, my answer is always the same: like, try to get to one of these meetups, because especially now that it's been a couple years and it's been kind of quiet, I think this you know, like the first NAB back is just going to be
It's gonna
everybody.
be
Like
epic.
everybody's
Yeah.
going to show up. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually, I'm assuming we're gonna have that party that we were all sponsoring.
Right?
We just kind of left that in limbo and said, oh, we'll just continue this whole situation next time we can do a party. So,
Yeah. I think it's back on, so I'm ready.
yeah, that'll be awesome. That is, do you remember where that was gonna be? It wasn't gonna be at the same place as usual.
No, it was. I don't know. It was supposed to be. I don't know.
New place.
Yeah.
New place. I forgot. It's
Yeah.
been so long, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Been too long.
We're gonna have to like kind of teach a lot of new people like what the traditions are. I think there's all these new up and comers over the last like 3 or 4 years that haven't been able to experience NAB and the fun with that and doing karaoke and doing all the other stuff. By the way, EJ has booked karaoke for Colorado, right? You can do karaoke.
Is
I'm
that
in.
just for y'all, or is that for everyone?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just me and EJ singing to each other, I think.
Oh, okay.
That's
There you go.
probably.
Lovingly to
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah. It's like really getting close.
February 10th. February 10th, he
funny.
said. So, cool. NAB party. Yeah, the pinball thing, you know? Pinball.
Yeah.
Hopefully we do that as
That guy,
well in the new place.
Someone had mentioned that guy came up on a Reddit thread the other day about the owner of the pinball, you know, the pinball
Yes.
museum.
Oh, yeah.
And I commented and I was like, dude, this guy is freaking weird. I've met him in person. And there were all these threads of like, oh yeah, this dude's weird AF.
Were you there the year that he got really mad at us for playing
Yeah.
air hockey too loud?
Yeah. And then he unplugged and he's like, no, you guys
Yeah.
can't play air hockey anymore.
You're done. You're done.
Like, all right.
That's funny. But that place
Whatever.
is a blast, and the new one is supposedly really cool.
Supposedly.
So
Yeah.
it's like on the strip and stuff. So
Yeah. Paid for it a quarter at a time.
I know.
I'm stopping by.
Yeah.
Stopping by for sure.
Yeah. So what have you been doing during COVID besides working on Grayscale Gorillaz stuff? Have you been trying to get out or keep your sanity somehow? Like many of us are.
On my good days, I go outside. I try to see the sun. The dog helps. We go on little walks, and he loves like literally just running around the house. So we'll go around and try to get some stuff done. You know, it's hard. It's like I feel like I had a better you know balance before COVID kind of pushed us all inside there for a while.
Mhm.
I used to have this really great little commute to my office, or I would walk there, ride my bike, and get outside. And COVID kind of pushed everything a little bit unbalanced. You know, I maybe everybody bumped into parts of this. You know, like between working and all the NFT craziness and stuff that I fell into, and then just the overall weirdness of the situation. It just wasn't as like outdoors as much as I used to. I have got into like a bike ride habit. Got some local friends that we go meet up at least once a week and go on a bike ride. That helps. But then it's also been like negative degrees here in my part of the neighborhood, so it's hard.
That's the sucky
you know,
part, right? Like when it gets cold, you want to
hard.
go outside. You know, like what
I
do you
wish
do?
I was. Yeah, I wish I was better about it. I think this year there's some big things, so I'll be out you know, skiing a little bit more this year. Get some outdoor stuff. I do try to build the habit into it. I got a little bit of you know, like a little bit of a workout habit that's okay these years, but I feel like I lost something in the last couple of years. I'm sure we've all bumped into
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But
gained quite
staying-
a few pounds since COVID.
yeah. It's always been the struggle. Like the good part about a lot of what we do is like we get to sit behind a computer and, you know, like it's all here in front of us. We got this endless things we could create and build, whether it's a business or a 3D render or whatever. It's all here. But then the other side is like it never ends. Like the internet never ends. I've never found the
Right.
end of the internet. I've never Reddit will scroll forever.
Yep.
Sounds like TikTok
Right.
does the same damn thing.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so
Yes.
you know, building in these limits and figuring it out is one of the hardest things, and it's always been hard. And now on top of COVID and stuff, it's just even harder for everybody. Like momentum has been slowed down, it feels like.
Yeah, but to-do lists, I feel like it's the same thing. To-do lists, you're always adding to it. I feel like me personally, every time I cross one thing off, I add 2 things to it. And there's this weird feeling in the back of my head that someday I'll cross the last thing off the list.
The day you die.
When I die. And then I won't get to.
Yeah. Don't worry, Dave. I'll be by your side so that I can cross that thing off the list for you.
You open my to-doist and you check everything off after I'm gone, and then print it out and tape it to my gravestone.
Right.
Yeah. Look,
Like
he finished it all.
did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your gravestone says he crossed off everything on his to-do list.
Actually, it's going to have the slogan on it, the slogan from Futurama. If you do things right, people won't know you've done anything at all.
Yeah.
I'm serious about that. Everybody listening. Yeah.
I did this thing recently where I've looked back through my calendar and just wrote down like the good moments of like good days and good boxes I did check off my to-do list, and like things that actually mattered after 6 months, I forget the name of this. It was like an end of the year kind of idea. And you just kind of go through your calendar and write down the stuff that really sticks out as like, man, that was really great. That was fun to do. Maybe it was seeing a friend, or, a business accomplishment or something big. And then you do the same with the negative stuff. And it really helps put into perspective, like the day-to-day frenzy that you're checking off boxes, like how much of it really matters, how much of it is really, impacting the world versus like, just checking your stocks again or something, like what are the things that actually are moving you and your family and your life forward versus just, like you said, like a box to check off. It's hard.
Yeah. And even take those bad things maybe and figure out why they were bad things, whether it's something that was business related or something emotional or whatever it is. I need to figure out what book this is that Merlin Mann was talking about the other day. It sounds very good, but he was talking about the idea that when you get in like that mode of being anxious or being upset or something's wrong, whatever that is, you become more concentrated on the feeling that it is rather than why it is. So it's like, I don't feel great for some reason. I'm upset that I don't feel great, but most people don't try and dig into why that is. And then you end up just doing the same thing over and over again. And I'm like, cool, well, how can I control this? And he mentioned the book, and I haven't gone to check it out yet, but I feel like I need to go look at that and find out more.
The number of books that I've
sounds...
bought because I thought it would make my life better, and then realizing I don't like to read.
Neither do I. That's why I get it on audiobook.
Yeah
Listen.
Yeah, audiobook. I go through a ton of audiobooks. Like I'll just I'm on the Audible subscription plan and just have credits ready to go, because when I hear those things, just like grab them.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm honestly love podcasts. I listen to a ton of them, but sometimes I'm just like, on a road trip or a longer format, kind of like digging into something deeper, and I'll put one of these audiobooks on. And it reminds me a little bit about like 2 things that I try to do that helps me get out of that mode. And one of them is just get the hell outside and get my exercise, whatever that is. Walking, riding my bike, like even just on a phone call, I'll try to get out, put my headphones in and walk around the neighborhood, like get your lungs and your legs and your physical body out of your computer and into the world. Anytime I do that, I just always feel better. And then number 2 is whenever I feel like I'm consuming too much, I got to go create something. I got to go do something and make something. So whether that's like, okay, I read my, 5th article about, NFT stuff. I got to go see what this is all about and do my own project. Whether it's looking at beautiful 3D renders and watching tutorials over and over, which is always good. It's good to learn. But, whenever you get in that mode, you got to like also go make something. Maybe it's even, the business side of things. You think about it, you read an article, you listen to podcasts about business or investing or whatever else you're into. eventually you got to stop and like actually go make it, try it, do it.
Right.
That always helps a ton too. Like I remember watching like hours of videos about learning this certain song on piano, like, and people would approach it, and I literally found myself not even actually practicing it. Like I'm just like I'm in love with how they're teaching it and the theory behind it, and I'm like, okay, this is good, I guess. My brain is understanding parts of this, but nothing's gonna help unless I like move my fingers and put it on the keyboard, you know?
Yeah. Nick, definitely don't get into TikTok because it's just gonna convince you that you have ADHD the whole time.
Yeah.
Like
That's
one of the things they talk about. They talk
TikToks,
about hyperfixation and stuff like that with ADHD, and it's like you know everything about that one thing, but then as soon as you get the stuff to do the thing, you don't want to do the thing anymore.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
very interesting.
And it happens even as much as I try to fight it. I think it's just a human tendency too. Like you get the nice bike, and you get the gear, and you get the right hat, and you get the shoes that fit, and you did all, and then it sits there in the garage. Like how many, like, and there's 100 examples of that we all have. Like what are the things we obsess over, and then we actually don't do once we actually put it, into our brain, working out or a hobby or, even 3D. Like I used to yell about this all the time about, all right, tutorials are good, watch them, but you gotta like stop and then make your own thing eventually. Like what can I do now after watching 8 videos? Yeah, I used to tell, artists, like, combine 2 tutorials together and see if you could break it. Like put the goo one on top of the dynamics one and see where you can find what breaks. Now you got something to solve. Now you got like something to learn, right? And
I like that.
Gosh, that balance is always tough. It's always tough. I think that's why we'll be talking about this forever, because that balance of creation and learning and even relaxation, it's hard to find those lines.
And I don't think I've ever had a good idea when I've been in front of the computer.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Right.
I think every time I've had a good idea for something, especially when it comes to animation, I've never sat in front of blank Cinema 4D and come up with a great idea. It's always I'm on a run, or I see something that inspires me, or I hear something, or whatever it is, or I wake up in the middle of the night from a dream. Matt's done that before.
Yeah.
You're not at your desk. You have to do those other things. For me, it's usually running, because I'm bored. For a long time, I'm bored. I gotta run for 45 minutes. All right. Well, music is okay, but you're still thinking in your own head for a while. It's good to get out and do that. The vitamin D is good for you too. Yeah, definitely. So what have you been doing? I guess this is I don't know if it's the same question or not, but avoiding burnout, because you do have to go do the work, but what if you are doing the work? What if you sit down and you do a bunch of it and you spend a long time doing it, and maybe you are successful and maybe you post something and it's great or whatever, but then you're like, man, I have just been in front of this for too long. Besides working out, what are some things that you do to keep yourself from burning
instead
out
of
the same
also
daily things?
On the same note, combating burnout versus like getting past burnout. Hey, I'm burnt out. I'm ready to do nothing for a month, or something.
Yeah, it's something we talk a lot about internally at Grayscale Gorilla. So there's 12 of us now around the world. We've been remote since 2015 or 16. So we mostly knew, how to jump in Slack, get good work done. But there was something special in a negative way about the COVID years, right? Because a lot of families found themselves with their kids at home and their schedule broken. And even, me without kids, I found myself like in front of the computer too much, because what else am I going to do? And we all had like a schedule break or the routine broke, and we all had a good routine. And we've talked a lot about it internally and set up some ways to combat it, because we also, here's the other side of this coin, is we all, like working here, our team has been on fire lately, and they want, to build amazing stuff and to do what we do here. So it's hard to like take a weekend and say like, we don't want you to be here on a Sunday, you know, other than customer support, which is a different issue, but we don't want you to be here on a Sunday, like breaking your back, because we know, and I know, that better work happens when you have the space to go do other stuff and have the space to go be a part of the family, a part of the world. And so some of the, I mean, we can go into specifics of what we do. One thing we did this year that was new to us was we took a week off. The whole company took a week off in the summer. And so what I thought would happen as I built rules for the company, which is crazy, right? Like I'm building the rules for my own little world here. What's the kind of place I want to work for? So I came up with this, what I thought was a great idea. It's unlimited vacation, right? Like you need a day, you need to go to the dentist, you don't have to ask permission. We're all adults here. Go get your work done. We have deadlines, we have projects. I've talked about this on here before. And I thought that was the right way to approach it. But what we found was people weren't taking breaks. People weren't taking holidays, because when they left, they knew that they would come back to a big inbox of stuff to just do. They felt like they were behind, because even if you do take a week off, the rest of the company's still working, and we're a small team, right? And we're relying on other people to do their part and everything. So we decided like the best thing we could do to kind of cope with burnout and to give the whole team some space to really think on, just take a break, frankly. Like it was to just take a break for the whole company. So this summer was the first time we did it. I forget the actual dates. But other than customer support, which they had their own times, they just had to overlap it a little bit separately with the rest of the team. We took a week off, and everybody felt so much better. Nobody felt like they were going to come back to a pile of emails. And we kind of enforced it. We're like, look, don't go on the Slack. Look, don't go. If there's an emergency, we'll make sure that something happens. But, take a break. Yeah. And it was one of the most, it was great feedback from the whole team that we did that. And I think that's important to think about in your own career, in your own life. Like, how do you set this up ahead of time and look forward to it as well? Which is, I'll just say one more piece about this, which is part of the fun of that is looking forward to a break.
Absolutely.
It's almost like half the fun of a vacation or a big break is the anticipation of it. So that is part of it. So what I would say is take wherever you are, if you're burnt out, if you're overwhelmed, plan something, even if it's small. It doesn't have to be a week. It doesn't even have to be a day. It could be an hour of a nice lunch that you and a friend go to, or you and your partner go to, or something, and you're just looking forward to it all week, and then you go do it, and you definitely put your damn phone in your pocket or leave it in the car. Take the break and just have that refreshed moment with a person or with a physical activity, whatever that is for you. Like, I would just recommend scheduling it, putting it in the calendar, and then going and doing it.
Sounds like Camp Mograph.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's why me and my wife, every time, as soon as we get back from a vacation, we almost are always booking the next vacation, because you need something to look forward to. That was one of the hardest things during the COVID times, or during the beginning of the pandemic, is you had nothing to look forward to. The only thing to look forward to was the end of the pandemic,
Right.
And it's like you never knew when that was going to end.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever... EJ says, if you don't value your own time, no one else will.
100%.
The problem that happens is you get halfway through vacation, and you have the anticipation of vacation before, the excitement of vacation, and then you have the anticipation of the emails coming back. And there's really not a great way, I guess, to get through that, other than make sure that you got your autoresponder on so people aren't just hitting you up constantly, know. But have you ever had any trouble delegating? personally, like having trouble letting go of things. Oh, we lost your audio all of a sudden.
Lost your audio.
Yeah.
Who can hear us? Yeah.
Check.
Are you
There we
muted?
go.
There you
There
go.
we go. Yeah.
Something blinked on Skype. Sorry, guys.
Oh,
No, it's okay.
You're still recording, right?
I am still recording, and I was so excited about that question too. I was like ready to roll in. Who's ready? You want to talk about delegation? It's like
Take two.
one of the, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want to repeat the question or do?
Oh,
anything
no,
for
go ahead.
The
No, you're
audio
fine.
magic. Dave?
No, you're fine. I can do my voodoo on it later.
So delegation's huge, right? So I was actually thinking a lot about this year. It's one of the biggest growth, like parts of growth that I've gone through in the last 10 years. You know, when Grayscale started, it was me. I did customer support. I did the videos. I did the website. I learned WordPress. I, hacked together some plugins. Like it was just me. And one of the biggest things I learned over the years is if I want this to be bigger and help more people, I can't do it all. And what I used to say was like, man, if I just had like 20 versions of me, I could be really, really productive.
Right.
But then you got to feed all 20 versions of yourself, and that just becomes expensive.
That's a lot of Monster Energy drink for me. I don't think I can afford that.
And you know what's funny? It was like that was the most like egotistical way to say it too. It's like it's just me, and I just want, if I'm so great, but I'm too busy. So I just want 20 versions of me, and one's gonna sleep and one will do support. But honestly, the best thing I did was hire a bunch of people better than me at other things, so that I can do the thing that I'm uniquely interested in and I'm uniquely good at. And so once I started doing that and hiring people like Chad Ashley, right? Like one of the best 3D artists out there, one of the best product guys, and someone responsible for like creating the most beautiful materials and textures, like way better than I could make, for like 10 times better than I can make. and so now he's able to do that while I can, learn how to build a team better and learn some of the marketing things and other things that I am more passionate about and I am good at. And that goes with the entire team. Every time I hired somebody that was better at that part of the job than me, they went on to make it better for our customers, make it better for our brand and our mission, and freed me up to do more of what I love to do. And I feel like I need to learn that lesson every couple years because I forget. And I start piling too much on myself and putting too much on my shoulders and thinking, oh, if I just had 48 hours a day instead of 24, I could do it all. It almost always is deciding what's more important and doing less, right? Like just being comfortable crossing things off your list that cannot get done. And two, when you finally have stuff that is important that you need to get done, hiring good people and working with them to get more stuff done. And so delegation, I get it. It is hard to do. It's hard to let go. It's hard to see other people do it their way when you would have done it slightly differently.
Right.
But man, it is one of the biggest things that I've learned that that has helped me in obviously my career, in business, and even just in my like mental self, like non-freaking out mode. Like I now have talented people around me that do great stuff. And I wasn't built like that. I was built as like, I'm just going to sit here in front of this machine until I learn it, or I figure out enough about WordPress, or like I'll do it all. And man, you can go so much, you can build so much, not just more stuff, but better stuff and something more impactful to the world when you start working with a team or even just one other person. I'm sure you guys have multiple stories where being even just the two of you, like help each other out and have, you know, your specific ways you do it. I'll just say one more thing about it, which is people still ask me all the time. They're like, how do you get all this stuff done? Like, what's your secret with, you know, you guys launched this and you did this product and this came out and then you're doing the live show and you got the Discord. Like, how do you do all this stuff? The answer is always the same. I hired really good people and I let them do what they do. That's always the answer. It's not me, you know. We joked like I don't call myself the gorilla anymore. It's really that. Like, it's, it is the team. Like the team does this stuff. And I would encourage anybody out there that like feels overwhelmed and it's like, I want to do so much, but I don't have the time. I don't have the energy to do two things. Look at the list, cross half of it off, the stuff that is not impactful, the stuff that is not important, figure out what the half is that you could just throw away, and then take the 50 or 20% you have left and find someone to work with, even if it's a small piece of it. What can someone else do that will free your time up to really focus on the thing that you love doing?
Yeah, there's a few things about delegation. Number one is you have to figure out what is worth teaching somebody to do, because, you know, it takes some time to get someone up to speed on something. So sometimes it might be something you could get done in an hour, but somebody else, it might take them 3 or 4 hours because they're not you and they don't know where the bones are buried. So you have to pick the things that you know you can easily get somebody to do. You got to be able to let go. The hardest part for me in delegation at this point is not the letting go part. It's the money part.
Yeah.
Because you have to have money to delegate a lot of the time, you know? So sometimes you do have to do a lot of that stuff until you have somebody you can say, hey, can I pay you to do this? And the other question though is how do you find the right person for that delegation? You know, when you hire these people, how do you know that you've got the right person for the job?
Oh man, that's a lot. That's a lot there. I could only share like the way that I've approached it. In some cases, I've been extremely lucky that I've just worked around really talented people. And I was able to reach out directly to people I've worked with in the past and hired them at Grayscale Gorillaz. So Chad's a good example of almost a lucky thing. We talked a little bit about it on our last live stream on YouTube. Kind of the story of you know, working with Chad for so many years, and when it came time to step up the product side of the company, the design side of the company, you know, like I'm not a natural designer. It takes me so long to figure out how to make things look beautiful, and working around someone like Chad who studies it, like he's one of the best at it. I'm confusing a lot of stories together here, but I'll just say this. When it came time to step up that part of the company, it was actually a friend of mine, and he's like, who would you hire? He's like, big sky, who would you just magically hire to solve that problem that allow you to make a ton more stuff, to step up your design and like really own that part of the company? And I mentioned Chad's name. And he's like, cool. So who do you know in your life that's like this Chad guy? And I'm like, no, I actually know this guy.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, he's like, everyone else that does that, that thing, they pick somebody like, oh, if Steve Jobs just came down and solved it for me, that'd be great. He's like, you actually know this person? I'm like, yeah. Well, don't you think maybe he wants to come work with you and build something big together and make 3D easier for the world? And I was like, holy crap, I think he does. And so in that way, there was like this like perfect fit of someone who's really, really good at what they do. And we were able to like build something incredible together. But that story is almost a part of the story no matter who we've hired. So either I've had that moment where I've seen someone in my past, they're like, I think this person would be perfect for this role. Or what's really cool about building a team is now you don't even have to hire everybody anymore. Your team now understands your vision and how the company works. And as long as you build a place that people want to work at, which I try to do, and we mostly have that, people will go find other talented people to fill in roles and say, you know who'd be great at this? I know so and so from from school, and I know so and so here, and now we've actually been able to grow because it's not even just me doing all the hiring. There's other smart people that know. Oh, you know who'd be great at this? So and so. So that's how we've grown in that way. When it comes, because I see some of the comments too, like how do you do that first hire? You know, and how do you afford somebody when it's just you, and you're kind of figuring this out. The first thing is to this might be more of a Chris Do thing, so I'll just say like go watch some of his videos. But the first part of it is, as a freelancer and as somebody who's just on their own as an artist in their room, is to start to consider what.
Oh, we lost your audio again. You got muted again. It's the.
I think you're back.
It's the solar flares. Say something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm back.
You're good.
Okay, thanks for letting me know. Skype just keeps going to default audio, and then I just gotta go flip it back. Sorry, guys.
We're fine.
Let me know. I know exactly how to fix it now, so we'll do that. That's annoying. Sorry about that. Where was I? We were talking about
Yeah, so the hiring. So it's a
hiring.
You're taking a leap there because you have to decide it's time to become an employer, and there's a lot of things and taxes and paperwork.
Yeah, I mean, there is another way to do this, which isn't like full time and paying payroll and paying all the actual stuff. You can go try this out with a freelancer or or just any hourly person to come in and do something. In fact, that's, I think, technically how we started. Like the first like other employee in the company for me was customer support, right? It was something I didn't. I found somebody that was just hourly, and I was like, okay, well that will free up some time. They're probably going to do it better than I will. Like they have more time to be more patient and make sure everybody gets their stuff. And I didn't have to go necessarily set up a W-2 and figure all that stuff out. I could just say for 10 hours a week you could do customer support, and that's how it started. And of course now we have full time and all that stuff, but you can find things no matter what your career is. Like if you're a 3D artist and there's I don't know, maybe something that you needed to model for your client and you can't find it on TurboSquid, and you've always wanted to learn how to model but you don't really have the time and you're not that great at it. That's a perfect time to say, look, I'm going to pay a pro to nail this, and know that that's not just money out of your pocket. It's time back on your day that you can either go get another client if you're good at being a client or finding clients. You can go actually do the lighting and the texturing and the materials and the compositing. Maybe you're good at that, and somebody else can go do the modeling. So find that piece of whatever that is in your career that you're better than most at doing, and maybe just go hire somebody for 5 hours or 10 hours or a little contract to free up your time and see what that feels like. Yeah. And because it's almost like you got to practice that muscle of like letting go a little bit. And you also have to practice that muscle, like you said too, Dave. I think you were saying this. Why go spend 3 hours teaching somebody to do something when I could just do it in an hour and get it over with? Like I used to think that all the time. Like I don't even have the time to train this person. Well, once they're trained, and you might have to, add a couple little things to it down the road and still manage them and be a part of their life. Once you do take the time to do it and train them and tell them the way that you want it done, you can then take
mute.
I saw that too. It gives me a warning. It literally gave me a warning this time, guys. So I'm going to try to keep an eye on it and jump to it.
No worries.
But I don't know. Like I feel like there's so many little pieces to this puzzle. I wonder what the hardest piece is for everybody else out there. Like what is that part of your day? Maybe you guys can say something about this. What's the part of your day where you're like, man, if we just had a person take this over, it would free up so much.
Well, I
Man,
can
if
give
I just
you
had a nanny, and my
Right.
day would
Yeah,
be
there you
so
go.
free.
Yeah. I can give you a couple examples of that. And here's the thing. Time is not a renewable resource and money is. So if you are able to exchange money for time somehow, that's going to be a great thing. You know, my problem is that I'll delegate and then I'll just pile something else on. But a good example of that, without revealing too much, is some of the web stuff that we've been hinting that we've been working on for like the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Has been like this idea, and we're trying to build it ourselves. And then we decided to, what if we paid somebody to do this, but again, we had a little money, but we didn't have the money that we needed to do it, right?
Right.
So sometimes it can be detrimental, right? Like I did build like the initial Mograph site, like in WordPress or whatever on my own. But then when it comes to like UX, UI, all of that stuff, figuring out what goes where, I don't do that for a living. I don't know what that's supposed to be. And if you're just hiring someone as a web designer, you're just hiring them to do design. Like you're not necessarily hiring them to do UI, UX and think about all the stuff you're doing and understand your business and the flow and all of that. And how are you going to manage that if you're not a person who heads up a web development company? So thanks to some of our sponsors, we're able to actually delegate some of that stuff, and say, here, now we have a team that actually understands more than just like, hey, I'm going to install your WordPress plugin. We understand your UX, UI, all of that stuff. And it's so far, so good, so that we can, create some community tools and things that people can use that actually make sense and actually like have some value. And people don't just show up and say, I don't understand the website because Dave put it together and he doesn't know UX, UI. So, that's something that has been a relief for me this year. It's probably been a relief for you too, Matt. Like knowing that we feel like we have it under control because we finally found the right people for the job.
Yeah. Like so last year was the first time that we really started hiring contractors, to help us out with a lot of the work that we were getting in.
And this is for our business, not Mograph.
Yeah. And so what's been nice is, you start hiring all these contractors and stuff, and you start to find the ones that are really reliable, and do good work and stuff. And then they start to become almost a permanent part of what you do every day, which is cool, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's you were just reminding me of one last piece of this, which is that it's not for everybody. Right? Like hiring and learning how to delegate and managing that relationship and thinking about what, how it all ties in together into the bigger vision. It isn't for everybody, but if you work at it and you think that that's a part of what you want to be better at, it is something I would, just like anything, you have to practice at it. And you just have to, like I said earlier about piano, you got to like put your hands on the keys and press and figure out how your finger coordination works with this stuff. And what the other side of that coin is, a lot of people don't want to deal with that. A lot of people just are good at what they do and they want to get paid hourly to just go freaking do it. And if you can start to work with those people who are like, look, you tell me where we're running, I'm gonna go and we're just gonna get this thing done. Man, every time that we've worked with professionals in that way, whether it's our website we launched a couple years ago, some of the designs we worked with, some of the any of these big projects we've worked with outside professionals, man, shit just gets done and it's great. And of course, you have to, we have to tweak here and there, like, hey, we want this button a little bigger. Like at the end, now we're the client because, we're
Can you make the logo
else.
bigger?
Yeah, make my logo a little bigger. And you're like, oh, shit, I'm one of them,
Yeah.
But once you're working with a professional, at least us as at Grayscale Gorilla, every time we do that, we all look around. We're like, this is great. This is the reason to go hire a pro and work with somebody amazing. And so I would just say, like, if it's interesting to you to be able to do more and to build bigger, whatever this is, a bigger business, a bigger studio, whatever this is, start flexing that muscle of how to delegate and how to, you know, be a good boss and how to figure this out. We've all had crappy people we work with. So, you know, try to add that into the flow if you go hire people.
Right.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Nick. We're changing directions a bit because this is something that I've been curious about, you know, and how is it so Grayscale Gorilla has some amazing plugins, and you know, and the courses online are fantastic, you know. Y'all picking up Make It Look Great 11, I think was a fantastic purchase, or whatever, how you do it, you know.
We've been recommending that to a lot of people lately,
yes,
too.
absolutely. And it's been very nice having that on hand as well, and having a lot of this training as well. But how is it, so I know, how is it that you guys come up with new stuff, you know? Because I know, like, at least for me in the past, where I'm like, man, I just wish I had a tool to do this, you know, during my day-to-day of doing things, you know? Do you guys talk to a lot of customers and be like, what do you want? You know, do you get out there and ask? Is it from the Slack or the Discord or whatever? How do you know what's going to be the next product that you guys release?
I would, it's definitely a mixture of a lot of that stuff. We love, you know, like when we were in LA and we were just kind of listening to everybody talk about what's going on in their life and little problems they have in production, and, you know, like pet peeves about how workflows and all that stuff. Whenever we hear any of those things, you know, we're writing that down in the back of our head, because we want to solve, we want to solve the 3D professionals' day-to-day problems to help them work faster, and do better looking work even faster, so that they could do a lot of the stuff that I just talked about before, so that they can have more money, so that they can charge more, so that they can hire help, like whatever that is. Like that's our whole goal, is to do that. So one is definitely listen to the audience. Number two is we all also do a lot of work internally, right? So we're, you know, Chad is in cinema making stuff, making beautiful things. He bumps into stuff all the time, and he's, you know, if you know Chad, he's just like, he cannot stand a workflow that is not efficient. And so,
love it.
So Chad's one of the best, because he'll find something is like, look, I clicked that button twice, no more. Like we're gonna do it, or like even, you know, even little products, or even materials, which I'll talk about in a second. So that's number two, is like, we find workflow tweaks that we add into our own plugins and our own the way we would design the library, the way that we let you drag and drop the materials onto your stuff, rather than make you like snap it all together like a lot of other places, right? Like just that one save of a click or 18 clicks, we know just helps you even faster. So we're like allergic to slow workflows. And anytime I see something, Chad sees something, Rachel sees something, Jake sees something, anyone in our team, or anyone that we see like hit that button twice too many times, we're like, we need to solve this. So, and then the other way we look at stuff to make, this is more in the materials and the assets and the HDRIs and the Gobos and that side of things, which is what we've really been working a ton on lately, is we look at kind of the two sides of 3D production. One is, what are the materials that people just use every day, that are evergreen, that we just need to nail and make the best version of? So something like our new wood collection is a good example. There's a lot of woods out there, and we wanted the best looking wood that you didn't have to snap together and put the normal map on and put all, like, we just want you, it's there. We want you to drag it on and use it. So that we'll just call the evergreen, how, like, you know, cement, wood. We have a collection I can't talk about that's in that zone. Something else, dude. Right? So that's the everyday stuff. And then Chad's really great at this too, is he spots the trends in 3D rendering, and we create unique packs that are on trend right now, so that when your client is asking you for that terrazzo look, or the Tokyo neon look or whatever, we now have collections or car paint, for example. We now have specific collections that also are the best in class for those kind of like trends, right? So that's how we approach the asset side of this thing, is from those two angles. What are the things that will last in the collection for years and we will just be the best at? And then what are the on-trend things that we could help our customers get that look without having to start from scratch every time? So that's how we look at that. I'll add one more piece, which are things like the Gobos or even like area light maps. Gobos was one of those things that everybody saw in every render. And like, if you're like me, you did the same thing I do, which is like, how do you do that? How do you do that look where it looks like the light's coming in the window and the trees kind of dappling on it just perfectly, right? Like, and I honestly, I used to just put stuff in front of the light. Like I would just
That's what I did. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that's how you do it in the real world. If you want it to look like something's under a tree, you go get a tree model from the library and you stick it in front of there. So that works, but you lose a lot of control, and it also is not as realistic for a lot of reasons. Like it's longer to render, and now you have geometry in your scene you don't need. So Chad was like, let's build Gobos that go directly on the lights that just give you full control over that look and build it all in. So now it's not just a window. It's got little tree dappling on it and little depth of field pieces on it, or caustics built right in. So now you can just put this on your Octane light or your Redshift light, your Arnold light, and it just works. So those are those things where we see an opportunity of, okay, it's a trend. So we're going to make this easier to do. It used to take 1 billion clicks to do for real, or you would have had to put the tree in front of the damn light. So let's make this easier for artists so that when their client asks for this look or when they want to do it, they're not spending all day on it. And then number 2, let's have it like the most beautiful ones, obviously, right? Like let's make sure when you drag these on, you're like, oh, that looks incredible. So I said a lot of stuff there. That's kind of the lens and how we look at this stuff in general is, will it save our customers time and is it beautiful? And if we could check both of those boxes, like we're in a good spot when it comes to adding new stuff to Plus.
Yeah, it adds so much. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It just adds so much of the convenience. We both just renewed our subscriptions. We were in the middle of a project, and well, number one, it's X big cell phone manufacturer. That's all we can say. But we were doing a spot, and the first thing that happened is they gave us some resources, some
this
some
is
assets.
the inspiration.
Yeah, some assets and some inspirations and stuff, and some Cinema 4D files. Of course, we open it and it's got all your stuff on it already.
Yeah.
And then number 2 on that, you can all see our inner Michael Scott coming out in the chat about the best looking wood. But we did use the best looking wood in that spot, and it looked great. And then
we used the Gobos as well.
Yeah, I was like, well, we need a Gobo. I need a Gobo of a tree, and Matt's like, that's in there now, and I'm like, oh. And I hit that up. Now I was technically, like, the way I had it set up, I still had to do the thing where you pull it in the geometry, but I still used your file to do that and do like a little tree thing in it and all of that, and maybe it'll be on TV someday.
That's like those are the stories we love hearing, right? Like, because we're a lot of times just behind a computer making stuff, and we send it out, and we think it's helpful, but then when we hear a story like that, we're like, all right, this is exactly why we're doing it. And you reminded me of another thing, which is we're also getting a lot of stories like this where there's teams of people working and they all have Plus, and now they can literally send stuff to each other without always having to package it all up and send all this data, just knowing that they have it on their computer, I have it on my computer. We could send lightweight files around the studio. And if everyone has a Plus membership, we just open it, use it, save it, and move it around. We even have a Teams product where we allow you to put it on like a central server, and you could share assets in that way. So we just love hearing those stories where, like, that's exactly why we built all this, so that someone could send you a file, you could open it up, and it's all just sitting there ready to go.
And I think sometimes people feel bad if they're not doing everything from scratch. And it's like, you shouldn't feel bad because, like, it's not that you can't do it. I could have opened Photoshop and I could have found some trees online and I could have cut them out and I could have, you know, put a little mask in there and then save the PNG with an alpha and done all that. Or I could just drag your thing in there and I shouldn't feel bad about that.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, this is the ultimate. We talked about delegation, right? Like, that's important. That's a lot of work to learn. Like I talked about, learn how to be a good manager and work with people. But you talk about the ultimate delegation. It's like, you should spend your time working on, you know, the part of the scene that really needs your specific look, right? Like, and then do you really need to build the wood table from scratch? Like, or can you or you could hire somebody to build it, but that's essentially what we're trying to be. We're trying to be the no-brainer, like, attachment to your workflow. That's like, look, there's some parts of this that I don't need to build from scratch. And odds are, if we do our job right, it's in the Grayscale Gorilla library. I'm just going to go find it and use it, tweak it if I need it to fit my exact color scheme, and move on with my life and hit render and spend more time on the thing that the client cares more about, right? Because your client, if it's the cell phone, they're gonna make sure that cell phone looks exactly perfectly, and you guys will make sure that happens. But the table it's on and the background and the light gobo, the thing that is gonna make it look beautiful that you guys care about, we can help everybody solve that and save you time, so you could do twice the amount of work and charge twice as much, or go you know, kiss the dog, whatever you want to do,
right?
You know, like, that's
delegate your assets.
Right.
Hold on, I'm gonna go change the website. Delegate your assets.
You can have that one.
You know, and this was the thing when I renewed my my GSG Plus subscription a few months ago. You know, I had posted this on Twitter, and you know, you guys saw it and whatever, and quoted it or whatever. But honestly, like, Nick, you were nice enough to, you know, give us 1 year for free. You know, and I was like, all right, I'll see what this is about. You know. And so I went through, and it became such an invaluable part of my everyday workflow that, one, I was able to get rid of the bad subscriptions of one of the other places that, you know, I didn't really like the owner, you know, I didn't like his politics or whatever. So I was able to get rid of that, you know, which was great. And with the hub and being able to just download everything, it's like, it's a no-brainer, you know. It is the easiest, you know, automatic subscription that I don't even question, you know.
Yeah,
that and like all the materials, it's like, even if it's not exactly what I'm looking for, if I can find something close enough, I'm a smart enough guy to where I can make it look exactly what I need. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. Thank you for that, by the way, and I appreciate that. Your comment was extra perfect, because when we set out to build Plus 2 years ago, and maybe I said this in Twitter, I literally wrote on the board, I was like, we want to be the no-brainer membership. We want people to pick what DCC they're using, right? You pick Cinema 4D. We want you to pick what renderer you're using. And then we want you to, maybe you need something like a model or a turbo squid. And then we want to be right there. That is like, okay, now what? Well, you got to add lights to it. You got to add materials to it. You're going to have Gobos. You're going to have HDRI light. You have HDRIs, like all this stuff. We want to be the no-brainer. So when you literally wrote no-brainer, I was like, all right, I think we're on. I think we did it, guys. It's super helpful to hear it from artists.
Call it quits now.
Yeah.
Right. That's it. No, it actually confirms, like, we have so much stuff coming out this year that because of this, like, we see artists use this every day, and so now, like, our mission has been confirmed. Like, we just want to pile up so much amazing stuff in this membership, so that next time you do reach for, you know, something maybe that we don't have, that it's there. You know, like, that is really the goal, to even look at, like you mentioned, some of the other material places that are not memberships. You know, a lot of the other places are like, charge you per credit and go through all this stuff. We want our customers to just have it ready to go without having to worry about credits, without having to worry about all that stuff. Put it on your hard drive, so that when your client's like, you know, when your timeline's getting short, or your budget's getting short, or your client's getting loud, we could save your butt and you could just start using stuff. That's the whole goal. I appreciate that, guys. That's always cool to hear that from artists doing this every day. And that's really our customers, is somebody like you that is out there doing work, making money and building a career out of this. So we love hearing that.
Has there ever been any talks among the group about like going on to other DCCs? You know? Yeah, I don't know if that's if it's just like it. Yeah.
We've looked into it, because it used to be that everyone picked their 3D package and then they just did nothing else, right? Like 10 years ago, you were like, okay, am I gonna use Cinema or 3ds Max or this other one? And then you picked it, and then you honestly, because it was kind of expensive, way more expensive than it is now, you really couldn't jump around other places.
Right.
What we're seeing, and talking to artists like you guys and our Plus members, we're seeing a lot more of our customers jump between different packages. So maybe that's Blender coming in and filling out a portion of maybe the modeling world that's a little bit easier in Blender. That's what it feels like. Or maybe it's Houdini, or maybe it's 3ds Max, or other parts of the world are starting to overlap. Because it all got less expensive. We can now jump around and get memberships to everything.
Yeah.
And 2, because we're just seeing like not one piece of software can do it all.
Right.
People are jumping around and pulling out the best piece of this and the best piece of this and going to Unreal for this and going to Houdini for this. And so we definitely have thought about it. Our mission is to help where our audience is. So we actually we might be doing like an email soon. So if you're a Plus member, keep an eye out. We're going to do like a survey soon to try to get some more internal info for you guys and see what other tools you're using. And we might, we're definitely looking into what that other platform or maybe multiple platforms could be in the future, because we want to be there where our customers are working.
And tell us about your Discord too, your new Discord.
Oh yeah. All right. So we've had a Slack channel for many years. And if you ever purchased anything Grayscale Gorilla, you could come join our Slack channel. And honestly, it was really robust. A lot of people were in there using it for a long time. And then somewhere in the last couple years, a couple things happened. I think Slack, one thing is it got too big. Slack really is not designed to handle that many people, and it's not easy to thread things, and things just kind of disappear and get lost.
Yeah, it's expensive. And then if you try and do all those members, like you can't pay for all those members.
Gosh. Yeah. It's like $10 a person if we wanted to have a real paid for Slack and search and all that. And then number 2 is Discord showed up. Like Discord just took over so many of these spaces.
Yeah.
It's easier to use in a lot of ways. It's a little bit more nimble. You can jump in and out of it a little bit easier. And for big communities, it's just built better for big communities. So we launched our Discord. Oh gosh, it hasn't been that long. And it's and you're invited. Like if you are let me say this, you're not invited yet. If you are a professional, if you are a 3D professional, or you want to be a 3D professional and learn from people who do this for a living, who learn the tricks to work faster, to make more beautiful renders for clients, come join the Discord. Because what's really cool right now is people are answering each other's questions. People are starting like threads of hardware or software or even techniques in production on all this stuff. So if you like the stuff we're talking about here today, come join the Discord, because we're talking about, obviously 3D, but we also we have like discussions about burnout, and we have discussions about how to talk to clients, how to get paid more, some of the business side of things. So if that stuff interests you, then you're invited. Come join the Discord. You do not have to be a Grayscale Gorilla Plus member. This is open to the 3D community as a whole, but we do ask that you read our rules. You don't be a ding dong.
Yeah.
You know,
Number one.
Number one, don't be a ding dong.
Yeah.
Number two, read the rules and also get ready to participate. You know, like I said earlier, get your hands dirty. If you see a question that can be answered, answer it. We're really trying to build a community where we could all help each other work faster and learn these little tips and tricks from each other, so that we're all not starting from scratch on all this stuff. So please come check it out. Usually we have like a link and all that stuff, but I think if you go to our website, you could search Grayscale Gorilla Discord. And I'm sure if you go to our social media and stuff, we have links out there as well. We're going to be doing a live show this week, Thursday, inside the Discord. So if you're a member or you haven't joined yet, come on in. We're going to be doing a live show. I don't know the exact time, but come in and check it out Thursday evening, I think it is.
Is it just in the Discord?
This live show will be only in the Discord.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep, this will be our first one in there.
Cool. So it's kind of that function where you can kind of do like almost like Clubhouse, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. I think we're doing like a hangout Clubhouse kind of thing.
Cool.
It's funny. The other day, I'm on the GSG Slack, you know, and I saw
Chad,
archive channel, archive this channel.
I've got 50 Slack notifications. What's going on? Oh, it's Chad.
We're kicking you guys out.
Yeah.
We're kicking you guys out. Yeah, we're gonna have that open just so people know where we are now. But this is the transition. We've been doing the transition here for almost a month now, and kind of February really is the end of our Slack. So get over to the Discord, come say hi. And if you're a Plus member, we got extra fun little stuff there too, and other things you could do. You know, Discord's full of all those fun things you could do. So come check it out. Hope to see you guys. Hope to see you guys in there. Come on by.
Totally.
Yeah, that was actually the last thing on my list is your live streams. So your non-Discord live streams. Do you have a regular schedule for that, or is it just random? Or,
you know, if we were playing the YouTube algorithm game a little bit better, we'd be on top of this, you know, and we'd have a perfect schedule and once a month or once a week, whatever. But honestly, the way that we see it is when there's something interesting to talk about, we go do a live show. And it's not always, like I said, the best for YouTube to let everybody know. So the best thing you could do is subscribe, obviously, on our YouTube. That helps. And you ring the bell and do all the crap that, you know, all the
subscribe.
Smash the buttons, and that'll just let you know when we're going live. So because we don't have a schedule, which you guys are on top of, by the way, you guys are every week.
It doesn't always equate to numbers.
Yeah, consistency is good though. It's it works.
Consistency helps, especially in the YouTube world. But I'll just say when there's something of note, and you know, me and Chad or maybe there might be some other members of the team joining this year. Want to discuss something and think it's going to be helpful to the community, we'll do a live stream, and those show up on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook as well.
Cool.
So yeah, we don't really put a schedule on those. I just say subscribe if you're interested. We do try to turn those into podcasts when we do them, and put them in our podcast feed. So if you are more of an audio person, I know you guys do that as well.
Yeah.
And then I'll just say the Discord thing, I think it's going to be a little bit more casual and a little bit more of like a Clubhouse hangout kind of thing, where maybe we have people up and ask questions directly on stage kind of thing, like Clubhouse does. So
yeah.
So one thing I've really enjoyed about our Discord is being able to just hop on, you know, be on video all day, you know. For the most part, just being able to come in and come out. Yeah.
We kind of just soft launched it, and we don't have any cool, like, we haven't even done like the category, you know, what is it? The badges. We haven't done any of that. It's just like, come hang out with us on video. We're chilling and just doing work. But that's hopefully what we're going to have is the, when I say casual too, it's like, it's easier for us to just jump in and say, hey, what's everyone up to for, you know, a half hour. Right.
Rather than plan a show. And like, I think there's a place for that, especially big announcements and other things. But I'm really looking forward to, and I know Chad said this too, is like just hopping in, being like, what's going on? Or maybe there's something happening in our industry. We could just pop in and be like, what's everyone think of this thing?
Who did Max on by this week?
Yeah. What's going on? Who's next?
Yeah.
It's yeah, that's I'm excited for that. So we're pumped to have the Discord. Please head on in. We're doing some other fun stuff in the future as well. I feel like I've said many times on this that I can't say too much about it. We just have so many things planned this year. Please come join the Discord. And even if not, come subscribe on YouTube. That helps as well.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Hey, I got one link real quick before we go to the drop. I'm just really excited about the Rococo Studio Beta. Nick, have you seen any Rococo stuff? Are you interested in any motion capture stuff or playing with it?
It looks fascinating. I have not played with it personally, no.
I'm real excited about it because we haven't really messed with it a lot either, but it just sounds like it's getting to the point where it's not the frustration that it used to be. Right. In motion capture, there's still a little bit of stuff you got to do, but we're gonna dip the toe in a little bit and see. Yeah. But I'm looking at this article.
It's very expensive. Dip the toe in.
It is expensive. Dip the toe. But
what's it running? What's like a full suit,
full on,
and the gloves
I think
and all
everything
that
costs like what,
$4,000.
$4,000.
Yeah. But that's the suit and the gloves that do all the finger tracking,
facial
the face,
stuff. Yeah.
And then so Studio Beta is supposed to have like a free tier now and some other stuff. I'll put a link in the show notes so you can see what they're working on with their beta. I think this is what's so great about TikTok is I might go live on TikTok and just mess with the gloves. You know, just have a camera behind me here while I'm messing around. Someone drops in and be like, "Hey, what's up?" It's almost like Discord. You know, "Hey, I'm chilling, trying to figure out how to get these gloves to do something."
Yeah.
You know, just say hi. If we did that on this stream, I think people would be like, "What are you doing?" But TikTok, it's like not a big deal. I see TikToks where no one's even in the room. I just scroll by and it's just an empty room, so I don't think people really care as much. It's just like, or my favorite on TikTok is the you'll scroll past and it's a 3D printing that somebody's doing, but it's the middle of the night and it's screwed up.
Yeah, and it's screwed up, so it's just like it's all just strings everywhere.
Yeah. And everybody in the comments, I swear people do it on purpose just to get, get. But so you ready to talk about some NFTs?
I guess so.
All right. Let's do it.
Matt's over it.
All right, let's do the drop. Here we go.
All right.
The drop.
Is this the fucking mic? This is exactly what I should be doing.
What's up, and welcome to this week's episode of The Drop, your weekly source for all things NFT and crypto art, as well as upcoming drops by notable people in the Mograph industry. I'm Matt Milstead. Joining me, as always, is Dave Koss, and joining us this week from GrayscaleGorilla.com, Mr. Nick Campbell.
What's up, guys?
Let's get into the actual drops for this week. Nifty Gateway, I still hate all your marketing. You need to get better at marketing.
Ahead of time.
It's just me personally. Like, honestly.
Advanced marketing.
Yeah, like, whoever the marketing person is there needs to get fired.
Oh,
so bad.
Dang.
It's
Matt,
so bad.
Throwing shade right
Like,
away.
I should not have to work hard in order to show people who is being dropped on the week. You know, I should not have to work hard to show people artwork that they are trying to sell. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like
they should be promoting what's coming.
They've tried to create this lure around all the art pieces, and it's just not working from a marketing standpoint. Anyway, with that said, I have like 4 drops this week on Nifty because I couldn't find half the people doing drops.
Yeah.
You know, or people just don't care enough to post it on their Twitter, you know?
Yeah, that should tell you something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are they promoting this week?
I guess I start every episode of The Drop with me just complaining about Nifty Gateway. And
eventually they'll see it.
That's the way it's been for the past month, you know? Like, just something as simple as, okay, here are the things of the drop of the week, which they have. Just being able to click on them and being able to see those people's, like, that
work.
artist's
You want to know what's coming
page.
out.
Yeah.
You gotta get
Instead
your
of having to
ready.
physically go and search for it, you know, finding out whether they're even on the site or not. If they're not, then I got to go to Twitter. It's like, you guys are just causing me a lot of work. And I'm doing free advertising for you.
See, they gotta get rid of the clicks.
Yeah. They got to get rid of the clicks, right?
Less clicks.
Less clicks.
Yeah.
Less clicks.
I should go talk to crypto.com and be like, hey, you want to be our exclusive you know, drop person, we will only talk about your drops.
There you go. So what do you have
Crypto.com,
this week?
contact me, Matt at Mograph.com.
There you go.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
Schmoozy Matt kicking in.
Yes.
They got that Super Bowl money, Matt. You can.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
We could eventually have that Grayscale money if they could sponsored us.
Oh wait, what? Let's go.
There you go.
All right, so first up today is Xsulo. Xsulo is a cool artist. They've been around for a while in this space. I believe they've done several drops on Nifty Gateway. Really pretty stuff. I love the colors. I think the blues and pinks have always been very popular. Like, I think when people think about, like, you know, like say 2016 to 2025, that's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say when it's going to end. When people think about design, 3D design at that time, they're going to think pinks and blues.
Oh, it's the blue and pink era. Of course.
It's the blue and pink era, you know? Yeah, 100%. It's a pretty piece. Xsulo has some more pieces that they have dropped on Nifty Gateway. So if you're interested in checking out some of their work, you can do that. Next one that I've got is on the 4th, Sophia the Robot. Here's what's interesting about this. So, you know, y'all know Sophia the Robot, right? It's the one, Dave, if you could click on Sophia the Robot on the Twitter
sure.
icon, that'd be awesome. So this is like that robot. Yeah, y'all
The
y'all
one that
know
said
Sophia
kill all
the Robot.
humans?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So I think they're just like feeding it AI and stuff like that, you know, and then it's producing art from it. A lot of people are doing this. I think it's weird that they're just having this robot do it, you know, but this is not the first drop that Sophia has done for Nifty Gateway.
You got to gamify it, you know?
You got to gamify it, yeah. So this is another one that they're doing. I'm assuming it's on like what's the word? Pre-human, whatever. The cave paintings and stuff. So
prehistoric?
Prehistoric, yeah, I guess prehistoric art and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's on the 4th. On the 5th, there's a couple of drops. The first one is by Justin Graphics. This is their drop called Eternal. I think it's really pretty. I like the composition and stuff like that. You know, really pretty. Nature scenes and stuff. Next up is Snuffy on the 5th.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Cloudhead.
Interesting looking stuff. You know, clay renders, classic clay renders and stuff. Snuffy NYC. The UGG.
The UGG.
I don't know. The UGG.
The UGG. There you go.
Yep.
Get you some UGG.
There you go. That's what's dropping on Nifty Gateway. Let's move over to Maker's Place. There's a couple of good drops there. On the 1st, tomorrow, we've got Peter Moorbacher, I believe Moorbacher. This is I really love the looks of these. Like,
this one's called
I think
Renewed Growth. Yeah.
Yes.
Renewed
I think these are these paintings. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't do a lot of newest paintings from the Angelarium collective. Or collection. So really pretty stuff.
Yeah.
I like seeing not just, you know, lately I've really enjoyed seeing not just Mograph artists doing drops and stuff like that, but also like physical painters and like different artists and stuff like that. It's been very cool, you know, because there's a lot of really bad crap out there. So next up, you've got Pascal Blanche doing a drop on the 2nd. I love this. This is so
great.
pretty.
This is great.
Yeah, like these illustrations and stuff like that are super cool. Blends 3D and 2D disciplines into a whole new unique style, which I think is super, super awesome.
Ooh,
that's really pretty stuff right there. Yeah.
Oh, here's some others. Cool.
Yeah.
Is that Mandalorian?
Yeah.
What was that? Looked like Mandalorian.
Mandalorian inspired.
Right there, kind of.
Yeah. Good looking stuff. So that's on the 2nd of February, Groundhog Day, you know, as everyone knows.
Groundhog Day, as everyone knows.
As everyone knows. And then on the 3rd, Alan Bolton is doing a drop called the Rebirth Collection. I thought this one was cool. It felt like a mix between, like, if you were to, if Blake Catherine and Bill Ellis were to have a baby, and they were to
Yeah,
be an
I think
artist,
you're
this is
spot
what
on
it
with
would
that.
look like. I think, you
Yeah.
know,
Get them golden skulls
So,
and mix them with
them
the
golden skulls and the
pretty,
pretty.
environments,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
soundscapes, and what do you call them? 360. There's a name for it for Blake Catherine's.
Turntable. Oh, I don't know what hers are.
I think there's a name for that
Yeah.
kind of style.
It's pretty stuff. It's cool looking stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. All I've got as far as the big drops and stuff. I don't think we have any community drops
Have any
saved. Do we?
community drops today?
That's okay.
There was
You
a
know?
lot last
Gas
week. I
prices
think.
are down right now, so
Good time to mint.
good time to mint.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and Nick, last time you were on was, I think, right after the Beeple sale and before the like January, February explosion.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like so a lot's happened since then. Like, what do you think about everything going on in this space? You know?
In the
Yeah,
space. I
in
think
this
it's
space.
I think it's endlessly fascinating. I think I said this last time, like seeing a new place for 3D artists to flex and potentially make money and to have an outlet, and like that is all 100% good. Like for me, I that's the biggest, most exciting part of it. So, you know, I got into this kind of by accident from Beeple. You know, I think like most of us, you're like, oh, Beeple's doing one of these NFT
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
That was
People's my friend. I'll buy something. Sure.
Right.
That was
Yeah,
our
I know,
thought
it was-
process, Yeah.
It was literally like, you know, during COVID, a lot of friends had like albums they recorded, and another friend of mine did like physical paintings, and I bought one of theirs, and like it was just this awesome way for like, okay, people are at home and I want to support them, and they decided to go make something in the world. I respect that. I'll buy it. So I kind of thought of it like that. Like my buddy Beeple's gonna put a piece of art for sale, and
Yeah.
it's $1. I'm gonna go get one of these.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we all know what happened after that. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, everything got crazy there. And for me, it's just anything new like that. It's fascinating. And I can only like watch something for so long before I want to like get my hands dirty and start to like learn the other side of this. You know, so I collected some Beeples, I collected some of my other 3D friends' art and little, you know, fun stuff I saw. And then in February, I did I put out 2 pieces on Foundation just to mostly like learn about it and see what it felt like from the other side, from the artist's point of view. And that may have been around when last we talked. And since then, it's just been nonstop fascination in the whole space. So I did a deep dive in DeFi and you know, Web3, and half my phone calls are with friends learning how to do manifold contracts and all this craziness,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm in it, and I think it's fascinating. Again, mostly from the 3D artist point of view, but also just as what this might become in the world. So I know this podcast is more about NFTs, but I think there's this crypto stuff just fascinating. So frankly, I should have went to more of the events, you know, like I missed out on the NYC NFT and Art Basel, whatever they call that thing. And so this summer, I decided like I want to do a project. So I minted and put out my own project on Foundation over the last month. I think it started January 1st. That was fun to kind of learn about that from the artist point of view and talk to the collectors and that whole thing. It's all been fascinating. Like but it's goddamn too much. It's like it's too much to understand. Every day I wake up, there's 8 other projects that a friend of mine knows about that I have no clue is even happening. So it's fascinating.
I didn't think I realized that you actually have on Foundation, you've got the first Grayscale Gorilla tutorial up.
Yeah, this was something I experimented with. I think it was February. And so I put up and I actually Oh, he listed it at 40 ETH. I did not list it at 40 ETH.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's funny.
So Emmerich collected it. He's a great artist himself. He does the toy faces.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he grabbed it. And so that was kind of my experiment. I put up the very first Grayscale Gorilla tutorial and the very first shiny sphere render I've ever done in Cinema 4D. That was out in public and sold those. And that was so fascinating. Learned so much from that. And then that's what, ever since then, I've always wanted to do another project that was more like a modern render, something I would have made this year. And so that's when the Gorillaz Project was kind of born. Built it over the summer and finally had time to mint it and really talk about it early this year. And that project was fascinating because there were 9 gorillas you could collect. They were all collected in a day. Like the reserve price was met, and that it did an auction on Foundation. And all 9 of them are collected by 9 unique owners, which I'm really proud of.
That's super
really
cool.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are, long-term Grayscale Gorilla fans and just, even friends of mine that wanted to be a part of the collection. And then just recently I announced I'm going to do phone calls with everybody who's a collector. So I've been meeting some of the people I don't know through Zoom and through Google Meet calls, and that's been really fun too. So like I said on the last podcast with you guys, like I can't sit on the sidelines for too long. I mostly learn by like doing and creating and getting my hands dirty. So it's been fascinating as from the artist side to go make that collection and kind of go through all of this stuff, the emotions of it, and watching a piece maybe go for more than you thought, and watching another piece go for less than you thought it would, and it's been fascinating. And we raised a ton of money for a charity as well, which was really great.
I was gonna say that's like adding on to that, the charity aspect of it was fantastic, really cool of you. Yeah. Question for you: has this explosion of NFT space changed at all the momentum or the thoughts in which Grayscale Gorilla, because you're creating assets and things for people to be able to use in this 3D space, has any of that kind of changed course for you guys on certain things or thoughts, or how do we incorporate this, or how do we help artists? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it would, other than maybe the stuff that we make, or for our collections may have shifted slightly, but not really. We still think about the same thing. Like, what are the things that artists need every day that they can pull from the library, and then what is on trend that we can make. And if the NFT stuff, like maybe our neon collection is an example where the look of dystopian Tokyo nighttime futuristic thing that may have been pulled a little bit from the NFT world, may have been pushed a little bit from that vibe, probably influenced a little bit of why we made that neon collection, right? But in general, that's just all we're doing. Wherever the 3D space goes, we look at it and try to build things that artists use every day. So that could be a part of it. We don't look at it specifically okay, what's the killer NFT trend that we want to jump on, but we look at it from the artist point of view. If there's something that that we see artists need every day, we want to not just make that collection just to throw it in there, but we actually want to make the best in class version of it and put it on their hard drive so that they could use it in the next project.
Yeah, Chad's going to be watching those NFTs for those trends. He's going to be
he
will.
Yeah, exactly. I think what's really interesting is so trends are driven from the artist, right? It's this really subtle push and pull between what's popular, what clients are asking for, and sometimes it's clients asking for the same thing over and over again that pulls a trend. But now that we're in an NFT world, it's a lot more artist driven, that an artist will put something very unique out that is really them. And then of course other people go, how do they do that? And I want to emulate it and learn how to do it. Or then the clients start asking for it because it's such a look, you know, like, oh, how do you get that clay look like you mentioned earlier? So as far as our products, you know, we just want to serve the artist wherever the artist is working. So if that's architectural visualization or product viz or motion design, like we just keep an eye on all those trends in those places. And then, like I said earlier, like try to give you the basics, the woods, the cements, the bricks that are best in class, or give you the more on brand, on trend stuff, the terrazzos, the neons, those kind of things. So I'm excited to see though what the NFT stuff pulls in as far as like new ideas and new looks.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I
interrupted you, man.
No, you're fine. I recently, you know, I posted a new piece that I did on Foundation a couple months ago, which is still available in case anyone wants to pick it up. But literally, like probably 85% of the materials that I started with were GSG materials, you know, which was great. You know, it was great to be able to start with that and then manipulate them as I need be.
No, that's perfect, and that's why we created this stuff. But like you said earlier too, maybe it's close and you want to tweak it. Like at least bring it in and tweak it your way, you know, rather than, you know, the last thing I want to see is like a somebody open up the node manager for a material from scratch and like go bit by bit. Sometimes you need to do that, you know. Sometimes you need to match a perfect thing your client sends you, but for a lot of that stuff, we want you to be able to pull one in and massage it to what you want. Without having to start from scratch. It's like having a good scene file starter that I don't think I've ever opened a new Cinema 4D blank in years, right? I've replaced the new .c4d with something that gives me a background and Octane's turned on and everything's dialed in and it's a square scene instead of a 16 by 9 scene. You know, figure those things out as an artist, set that stuff up so you can get to work next time you open your cinema rather than like set up your workspace every time.
Right.
Who have you been following and or collecting? Like, who are your favorites right now?
Oh gosh, I would like get my wallet out. Gosh, so
and which do you think are like sleeper ones? Like, oh, people need to pick up this one.
You know what I thought would do really well and didn't was the Devols project. So it's like those little cherubs with the masks over their face. Okay. You seen those floating around?
I haven't
seen that. There's so many. There's so many.
I love them. I think I never know how this stuff's pronounced, you know, because you just read it in a Discord, but I think it's Devols.
Okay, I see them.
Something like that. So
Devols,
I've got a few of those crazy little characters. I love the art on those. They're a little punk rock and a little ridiculous. I thought those would be kind of a bigger thing, especially as a PFP project.
Dave, I put it in the chat if you want to bring it up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, I got the Beeple stuff. I was proud to get some early Beeple stuff. And
how many pieces of his do you own?
There's 3 right now.
Cool.
So I may have to do one of your ideas there and maybe sell one of these days. But I don't know. I just to be in an early Beeple is really, really fun. My buddy just mentioned Doodle Dogs. He's pumped about it because he's like, there's no dog projects. And I'm like, I'm a dog owner. I love dogs. So I'm like, maybe I'll get maybe a little Doodle Dogs. Kind of silly.
Dorpy does have a dog project out.
He does have.
It's actually not real.
You may need to get one of these Doodle Dogs, Dorpy. One of them looks, you know, they don't. I have like mostly like black fur dog, and there's Doodle Dogs. I gotta say, they don't have a lot of black fur dogs. I wish they did. But if you want one that looks like Dorpy, you may want to check the Doodle Dogs out.
Doodle Dog.
And then I jumped into the Gary V train mostly because I think Gary's insane and crazy, and I think he's a long-term actor in this world. He's, you know, of all the people who might show up for the money and disappear, I don't think Gary's one of those. Whatever you think about Gary, he's just been a long-term player in this space. So that's been exciting to do that and think about maybe going to his event and all that, which people will be there. I just found out. I'm super excited. Maybe see him.
Here's the doodle dogs right here.
Oh yeah, see, get some doodle dogs.
Yeah, Dorpy's project is called Dead Dogs. Dead Dogs with a 5 instead of an S. Yeah.
Where can I get a dead dog, Dave?
I need to mint them. I should actually legit. Somebody on TikTok asked if we could legit mint them, and I was like, all right, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. We'll see. Yeah.
The rest has been a lot of friends and I got a G Monk and
cool.
Just people in the industry when they drop something that look cool, I grab them. I don't have it all in front of me. I wish another time I'll open it up and do it. But when industry friends made something, I tried to pick it up. Sometimes I couldn't. A lot of times, like I don't know how to say his last name. It's Joe Ryba or Joe Reba. You know his stuff.
Mm-mm.
He's been posting some really like abstracty Mograph awesome stuff and just putting it on Foundation, like almost like his dailies. And every time I see one, I'm like, man, I got to get one. Man, I got to get one. And then I'd see one I loved. I'd go grab it. Somebody else would triple bid me and move it up. Finally got one of his. Love his work. He's kind of like treating this almost, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I love how he's like building a new vibe. You could see him evolve, I guess. You could see his style and his vibe evolve every week. And he almost is like the perfect example of somebody who would have just put something on Instagram 2 years ago. Right. And instead he just literally puts it on Foundation. And it's always like 0.1 ETH or something. And people grab it if they love it. And I love that about his work. And those are the ones I try to look into and try to grab.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Here. Speaking of.
Hey y'all. Heard you were talking about me, but I was a little nervous because I heard there was going to be a gorilla on the show, but I guess that's not the case, so that's good. I guess you guys did your job on your gorilla marketing.
Oh gosh.
Oh boo. Boo! Where's the downvote button?
Oh, of course, I don't really need Grayscale Gorilla. I just need regular Gorilla because I can only see Grayscale anyway.
All right, I'll give you 2 points on that one. 2 points.
Yeah. Nick, I heard that you're going to Colorado pretty soon to see EJ. Make sure you tell Gus that I said hi, Gus the Pug. And speaking of gorillas, I'm working on a new NFT in remembrance of Harambe. Not to get all political, but he was a friend of mine because we worked out at the same jungle gym.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I gotta go. I got some water boiling in the other room. I'm gonna make some tea. Earl Greyhound.
Oh my gosh. So bad.
Okay, bye.
Dorothy, it's as soon as you left, I felt the weight of the world fall off of my shoulder.
You either love him or you him, right?
Man. Earl Greyhound, not the word. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I gotta give
Gus
credit.
shout out.
Gus shout out. Miss you, Gussie. Miss you, Gussie.
That's funny.
What's everyone's like dog voice when you see a new dog park?
Okay,
you got a dog voice?
So we had a my dog Pixel, right? Who was a golden doodle. She was a straight-haired golden doodle, and I absolutely loved her. Unfortunately, she ate a bunch of socks and
may she rest in peace.
Passed away. Yeah.
Oh,
but her voice was, "Hey guys, how's it going? What's going on, guys?" And,
Yeah.
So, because she would always talk, but that became my dog voice. And now, but I feel guilty because we have a new dog now, named George Bailey, and I always feel bad, using that same voice with George Bailey. So it started off being George Bailey from, from It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
You know, this is a very interesting situation, Mary. You know,
Mary.
and stuff like that. You want the moon, Mary? But then I didn't
want a
feel like
big
George
one.
Bailey like really fit that voice. Like he never actually grew into it. So recently I've been doing like a southern. Like a southerner voice, like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" You know,
You sound
something
like the
that.
guy from South Park.
Maybe, yeah. You know,
What's his name?
this is a very interesting situation.
You're
I
the
don't
guy
know.
from South Park
So that-
in It's a
that is
Wonderful Life.
currently George Bailey's voice. You know,
Yeah. Mr. Garrison. yeah.
what's yours, Nick?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think that's another way to look at it, like what your dog's voice is. I fall into like I'm talking to a baby every time there's a
Yeah.
dog around, like, who's the baby? Who's my big baby? He's my baby. My little duty. Hi, come on, booty.
We all turn into that person for some reason. Like,
I forget.
It's like-
I forget. I'll be on like a Zoom call and it's like, you know, slightly professional here, guys. And then here's my dog. Hey, booty.
Right.
Come on in, booty.
Oh,
Sarah
man,
says it sounds like the creepy guy from Family Guy.
yeah. Hey
there,
guys.
Marcia. Haven't seen the paper boy in a while. Waiting on them to bring me some good news.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does
see, then
sound
you
like
get
the
the
ice
list.
cream guy.
Then you get the list in there like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny.
We are off the rails.
Yeah.
Any other NFT
right.
things we want to talk about?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh my. I think that's probably
How's
it.
everyone feeling with the you know, the price drops and everything? How's everyone like?
That's
Part
a
of me
good-
was
Here-
like, okay,
good question.
part of me was like, everything's on sale. And part of me is like, oh no, what's happening? How do you
It's-
guys pick?
Yeah.
So
picture
what's interesting is like, so say the floor. So this is what I was thinking, right? ETH is down, right? It's $2,600 at the moment.
Mhm.
So you could go and buy some ETH as long as you're not buying it with ETH that you already have that you paid more for. You know,
Right.
if you're like
New ETH.
transferring, if you're getting new ETH and buying it with that, and even if the floor stays the same, as long as the price of ETH is going up, if you sell it for the same amount of ETH, you're still making money, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Buy the dip
Yeah. Buy the dip.
and the chips.
Keep buying the dip. Keep buying the dip. Eventually
the
you'll run out of
chips.
money and then you can't buy the dip anymore.
Yeah.
That was my problem.
Yeah, I definitely grabbed some more stuff on the sale.
Yeah.
We'll see if it translates into the future. But yeah, I'm glad we're still like a year and a half out. Basically, I kind of think of like people's first drop is like when all this stuff came into view,
Yeah.
for me at least, you know. So like
Same.
almost a year and a half later, we're still here talking about it, and there's something interesting to say. So I'm finding it endlessly fascinating. I'll go down any rabbit hole anyone sends me. And now that everything's on sale, let's go grab
Yep.
some
Yeah.
doodle dogs.
Get some more.
Some doodle.
Buy some more. Buy some more ETH and crypto tokens. And
Yeah.
honestly, I don't feel really bad about what I'm holding right now
Mhm.
because I would feel a little more nervous if everything weren't bad. But the stock markets and everything's like it's
Stock
all
market,
bad.
all of it's down. Yeah.
So-
Like Dave said, I don't feel bad about it because, you know, eventually that stuff's going to go back up. You know, like it wasn't that, promises were not met by Ethereum or some of these other coins or whatever. It's
Right.
like, no, everything's just down. That's just
Right.
the way it is right now.
If the
you know?
stock market was going all the way up and ETH was tanking, then we would
Yeah.
probably be a little more nervous, right? I know I would.
It's because everyone was selling off their ETH in order to pay off all those taxes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The taxes.
Yeah, I think it's taxes. Some of it is tax, but there's also ding dongs like leveraged out. You know, like not just in crypto, but you know, in the stock, everything went up almost straight up for 2 years in the stock
Yeah.
market. So everyone's like, new people are like, oh, I'll just get a loan and throw it all into whatever because it all
Yeah.
goes up.
Yeah.
So you see a 10-20% pullback anywhere, and so now you got, I think, a little bit of taxes. I think that's a smart thing to add on top of this. But I think mostly you get a bunch of people who are like leveraged out, that are like, I gotta sell some stuff to pay off my loan and not be underwater. So of course, what are they gonna sell? What's up? Like, okay, everything's up, but crypto's way up at the time.
Yeah.
So like they're gonna start selling. That pushes everything down.
Yeah.
I don't see a fundamental super shift in any of this. I just think I think we're still super early days, obviously, in the crypto NFT world. Who knows? There might be a bubble. We might have a 4-year dip for everything. You know, we may go through, you know, the web bubble for crypto.
Right.
But I just think it's so fundamentally a part of the future. I don't know if people be buying apes forever in the future, but
yeah,
you know, this tech, it seems that it will find a home in what we are a part of in the next 10 years.
Yeah,
So I'm still bullish.
There was the bubble in '99 or whatever, and it's not like we don't have the internet still, right?
Yeah.
Like it kind of self-corrected and went its own way. And you hear things about, I think it's Arizona, who is trying to adopt Bitcoin as like official accepted tender. You know, I think when you see more
Arizona
mass adoption,
doesn't sound like something
I believe it was
Arizona would do.
Arizona. Yeah, it's something where I think, like you said, it's in its infancy, right? Like mom and dad don't use Bitcoin yet for the most part. So, like when they do, then I think it's gonna do better. So,
my dog heard me using its voice, and now it is barking in its crate right now.
He's home.
Whoops.
He's home.
Guys, you were talking about me.
Bark, 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 bark.
are you done with your podcast?
That's funny.
These guys are too smart. But if I call my like I'm on a voice call with my wife, and I talk to her and she puts me on speakerphone, my dog will freak out.
Oh,
freak
really?
out.
Oh.
Yeah, like if I'm at the office, he'll like
That's funny.
get up and look down the driveway like he's coming. Is that him? He's like just mad for the next
You don't take
hour.
him into your office with you?
Sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah, but see, if I did it today, I would be doing the dog voice. You guys don't want it. You guys don't want that. Come on, Pookie. Come on, baby. It's my big baby.
It's funny. All right, so
All right.
if anyone is looking to shill their drop on the show, email us info@mograph.com, and we will show it off.
Totally.
Other than that, let's get back to the regular show.
Let's
we
do
got
it.
nothing
Here
else.
we go. All right.
The drop.
Is this the fucking mic? This is exactly what I should be doing.
And we're back.
Nick, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Yeah, man, we really appreciate it. It's so easy when, it's such an easy show. We don't have to prep anything when we know the person really well.
Yeah. Because all we got to do is sit and chat and catch up, so it's fun.
Yeah, basically.
Dude, it's good, man. I'm so glad to catch up with you guys. There's and I'm also excited for some IRL stuff happening this year. I hope, man.
Absolutely.
Got to have you out to camp. It's gonna be great.
Camp's on my radar this year. We'll be sponsoring like always, but I really want to try to make it to one of these here. I hear nothing but good things every time you do one of these things. And gosh, all the other stuff too, like the Vegas event, and if there ends up being Barton, let me know, man. Yeah, I'm coming to see your office.
Yes,
well, I should just go see his damn office. It's about time I just go.
Dude,
visit.
come down. You got a place to stay? We got a whole
yeah,
extra bedroom with its own bathroom and everything.
All right, there's dogs there.
And we just built a
there.
pool. It's got a hot tub. Dude,
Shut
you're
up.
set. Yeah.
Shut up.
You can
I
come
need a
over
little
here and
winter
barbecue in Winkleman Terrace. That's what I call my patio.
The pool is the pool built by people.
Yeah. Check out our
begrudgingly built by people.
Our outdoor people things. Yeah. Thanks,
I see what you
Winkleman.
did there.
We love you for that.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Quick
yeah,
question.
I owe him a beer.
In the chat, is Camp Mograph good to go if you don't know anyone personally in the community? Absolutely. Because you will.
If you don't
by
know
the end.
anyone in the community, you're going to meet everyone in the community.
And any meetup.
Come to camp.
Any
Yeah.
meetup.
Yeah, there was
absolutely.
specifically, I forgot who I talked to in LA. They had that exact story. They're like, I just went knowing that it was, I think it was in her neighborhood or within a few, a few hours of where she lived. She's like, I just went and I didn't know anybody. And then now I know everybody.
Yeah.
And they loved it. So yeah, it's I hear good things, guys.
Joey Cornman, what's up,
Joey,
man?
And at the last
Show up
second
right at the
here.
end.
Yeah. Yes, if you
Joey.
want to start a metal band.
Joey, I'm in. I think I could do maybe the drums. I could probably play. I know you got the guitars figured out. I could probably play some thrash drums.
Okay.
There's not a lot of keyboard in metal, but I got, some synth stabs, maybe some synth stabs if you want a little bit of that. I'm
You
in.
need a bass
I'm in.
player. I'll volunteer.
There you go.
Yeah, that's really what's missing at these the Vegas event, Joe, is like we need to get the band together, whatever that looks
Mograph
like.
band. All Mographers.
EJ's been working on his karaoke for years now, so maybe you want to get like a little singing, maybe a little EJ singing.
Yeah.
I'll do the
Or
trumpet.
screaming.
Yeah.
I think we got this figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah. EJ
right.
can do gutturals.
I'm all in this
see that.
tutorial.
Oh, that would be great.
Funny.
Let's do it.
Joey, see, I gotta go. Look, I already have 8 excuses to go to Florida, and now I got 9. Joey, I gotta come down there. Gotta ride Velocicoaster and go hug Joey. That's really
dude,
all I want.
Velocicoaster is awesome. Like that looks so amazing. I want to ride that so bad.
Not do.
No. You don't
I
do
would not
roller
do-
coasters though.
I do not
Right?
like the roller coasters. No.
No.
Dude, I'm in, man. I'm so excited to see you guys. Joey, let's make a plan before NAB this time, man.
Yeah.
Been too long.
I'm looking
Been too
forward to NAB with all y'all and the big meetup, and man, that's coming. That's going to be around the corner, isn't it? It's already February. Dang.
NAB? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, there's no talks about canceling it currently, so, yet.
Camp
It'll be fine.
Mograph open mic night.
Dude,
We've,
seriously, I need to I should bring my electric drum set, right? A guitar and a bass, and then some we've got a PA there.
So talent
bring a
show,
couple
basically.
Yeah,
is-
dude, Then people just come out and jam. That'd be fun.
Do their stand up as well, in
yeah,
between
do
sets.
their Mograph stand up.
Stand up.
Yeah, and get Billy up there doing his stand up comedy routine.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, I know what that means. You're bringing the damn dog, Dave, aren't you? He's got to have his own jokes.
Yeah.
Oh,
on the
yeah,
stand-up.
absolutely.
Dorpy will do his stand up.
Absolutely. I actually bought extra Dorpies, in case I ever need to take them out of town because I don't want to accidentally lose one.
That
So
would be
I have
really
travel
funny.
Dorpy. Yeah.
Travel Dorpy.
Yeah.
He's got a little hat on and a backpack.
Got a news cap with a little news thing sticking
Yeah.
out.
And his Jansport.
Funny.
Oh, cute.
That's funny.
Well, Nick,
for anyone interested, Camp Mograph, make sure and either subscribe at campmograph.com or stay tuned because we're going to have some announcements probably next week, I think. As far as additional sponsorships and
ticket sale,
ticket
dates
sales.
and all that.
Yeah. And you can check out the different cabins and stuff like that. So it'll be cool. It'll be cool.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Dude, I'm excited. Yeah. Count us in for sponsors. We could, send me the deck, will you?
I'll send you the deck. Yeah.
Cool. Nick,
All
All right.
if people want to find you online, where can they talk to you and chat with you? Besides your Discord, obviously.
Yeah, if you're a 3D professional, come join the Grayscale Gorilla Discord. If you want to yell at me, you can do it on Twitter at Nick Vegas. We also have Grayscale Gorilla, which is GSG3D on Twitter. If you are, I think those are probably the best places to come yell at me. Or also, we'll be doing some more shows over on the YouTube as well. So subscribe there.
Cool.
And we do some shows and videos there as well.
Cool. And I have an extra thing to add here at the end. Again, Mograph TV launching tomorrow. Technically, tomorrow is tonight at 6 o'clock Central. Please, if you're interested in it, maybe put it on a TV somewhere. Leave it on. See what you think. I'd like to get people's feedback. It's something that we've been working on for like a year. This has been, it's one of those things where it's very easy in theory.
In theory.
I like to figure out what's the best way to automate it. How can I press the least amount of buttons once it's running and all of that. And there's
How can we fill it with content?
Yeah.
You
all of
know?
that. But we have content. We've got great
We have got
sponsors
lots of
on boards and lots of content. So please, like, I hope everybody enjoys it. Been working so hard to get this thing rolling, and hopefully no power outages this week.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, that's exciting, guys. Congrats on the launch on that.
Thanks, man.
Well, we're going to get out of here. You can rate us on iTunes, leave a review on your podcatcher of choice, subscribe. That helps get our ratings up. Subscribe to our newsletter. One's going out tomorrow morning, actually. And you can say you've been there, done that, got the T-shirt with the Mograph logo tee, the Paul Babb Feel the Bab 2020 shirt. All the profit from that go to Doctors Without Borders. The Render Things T-shirt, hoodie, and long sleeve tee. The That Render is Fire shirt, which you're only allowed to wear ironically, unless you're
shams.
And the Mograph Blandishment shirt as well. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok at Mograph.com.
Don't stop.
Don't stop with the TikTok. And that's about it. Thanks again, Nick.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Till next time, I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
And I'm Nick. Thanks for coming. Happy
Have
Monday.
a good one.
Later, yo. Sweet. Exactly 2 hours. What episode was that, Dave?